Hey guys, it's Miki ASMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Kuroo Tetsurou ex-listener. This one is titled Congratulations, and I wanted to say before I start the video, this is going to be a two-part series, so there's two parts obviously. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right on into the video. I've made a mistake. He didn't expect it to leave his mouth. Neither of you knew exactly how you ended up in the situation. Where did you go wrong? Which decision was the first one leading to this doom? Does it even make sense to ask yourselves at this point anymore? Scene change. Or a flashback, I'm not sure. You still remember the day you entered that classroom. As a foreign teenager who had just moved from such an alien country due to adoption, you were actually quite nervous. Actually, nervous was a huge understatement. You kept repeating the formula to spelling out your name, even though you were quite fluent in Japanese. Can't be too careful, right? Hello, I'm last name first name. I just moved here, so please feel free to point out any language mistakes I might make. Let's all have fun together. A few giggles were heard here and there, but it wasn't going so bad. The seat you were assigned was in the last row, next to the boy who kept glancing at you secretly. Not that you didn't know about it. Sometime later, your brother was summoned to school. Honestly, you were slowly getting bored while waiting for the meeting to finish. Why was it taking so long? Were you doing such a bad job assimilating? Thoughts and worries were flooding your mind, and you were sure that it would end up being a massive headache. When you heard agitated voices, their once sweaty owners wearing tracksuits, you had found yourself wondering which sporty club which sports club they were in. One of the boys, beefiest and probably the loudest, stopped and stared at you. He looked like an owl. You dared to think and it was your classmate with him? You noticed it got so cloudy once raindrops had touched your face. How come you were still waiting for the meeting to end, and was your brother the only one who got the umbrella? You felt a mixture of anger and anxiety taking over you, until a mysterious umbrella was spread over your head. That owl boy again. What was he doing? Was that the first flag of doom? Scenario change again. It was supposed to be just 1 year. One last year of high school, and then a new school, a new environment, new people. Making friends in this particular stage of life wasn't necessarily a focal point. You directed all of your energy into academics, and it was paying off. It didn't take long for you to be in the top of all the third years, along with how you were now acquainted with your neighbor, and it turns out, not only in the classroom, thanks to your brother, who was apparently close friends with him, you had managed to befriend the Bokotol boy, as you like to call him, and a few others. Okay, class, your next assignment is a project and we'll be working in pairs, one of the teachers announced. You're free to pick your partners, but I'll be forming one of the groups. Kuroo in last name. So the rest of you, that doesn't mean you can freeload. You had rolled your eyes at this statement. Admit it. You're secretly happy that you'll get to see me more, he mused. Come on, I already see you like all the time, you shot back. That's because you can't get enough of me. Oh please, I only do this so I can spend more time with Bogoto. Was that a pinch of hurt in his eyes? Time skip? He was clearly avoiding you, or at least trying to. You had an assignment to work on, yet he still kept telling you he didn't have time, so you worked on it by yourself. He noticed you in the library and disappearing into the subject section. He saw you asking several clubs for permission to use their equipment for project experiments. He was hurt, yeah, but he couldn't let himself be a freeloader. So, when one day he knocked on your room, you were quite surprised. Even so, he apologized that he hasn't been behaving properly and bowed down. Sorry for what I said. That joke was insensitive. Her voice wasn't much louder than a whisper, but he was right next to you, getting ready to work on the report. That was a joke? He looks at you with his usually hazel eyes, now more golden and glistening with hope. Or maybe you wanted it to be hope. Time skip. Apparently, a rumor about your academic achievement had spread fast and far. It must have, because you were currently studying with Bogoto, trying to tutor him, even though you weren't in the same high school. His emo modes when he couldn't quite understand something at first were very tiring, but also quite amusing. He reminded you a little bit of a candle, or a lit candle, which would have its flame vanquished or with a single blow. But it was also relatively easy to turn him back into the energetic ball of sunshine that he was, and that never failed to make you giggle. And you were currently trying to calm your laughter down and move on with the lesson. Last name, aren't you having too much fun playing the teacher? The raven boy stood in front of you, one hand on his hip. You were not having it. Not this time. Last name? He squatted down right in front of you. No, you were now poking your shin. How irritating. That's lady last name for you. He looked down at him and kicked his knee, pushing him onto the ground. You felt slightly irritated, but his mischievous smile made you feel all fuzzy inside. You found yourself hoping that the look in his eyes mirrored yours. Time skip. New Year's and its festivals. It wasn't exactly cold, but not comfortably warm either. Yet all of you met outside to bid a farewell to the last 12 months and to greet the new ones. By then you were close friends, having spent so much time together. This was supposed to engrave them in your heart even deeper. There were so many firsts that you could experience. Your first festival, your first Utica, I think that's how you pronounce it, first dango, first takoyaki, first shrine visit, first fireworks since you moved here. You had never seen so many colors before. So many food stalls, so many games and challenges in one place. They were all reflected in your eyes. And he couldn't get enough of that sight. But you didn't know. Tired after an intense tour, bellies and hearts full, you decided to rest on the bench near the shrine that you had just visited. Honestly, there was never a dull moment. Even after spending so many hours together, you were still laughing like idiots. Suddenly, you realized one of your earrings was missing. It wasn't expensive by any means, but you had gotten it from one of your friends right before leaving your home country. People were already shifting towards fireworks, or the area where you view fireworks, so you hoped it would make it easier to search the now depopulated alley. You felt as if you were running around in circles, yet this small piece of jewelry was nowhere to be found, until you heard Bokuto screaming, "I found it!" Apparently, or you turned towards the owlish boy running towards you, but you noticed something else. In another part of the festive area, was Kuroo, apparently being confessed to. Your consciousness started to crumble with a loud buzz in your ears. Like you. Those words pulled you quite into reality. Huh? I like you, first name. Bokuto didn't even let you finish. I've always liked you, ever since I saw you in front of your school. I'm sorry. Really sorry. He felt guilt rising in your chest, but he hushed you. I know, hey, let's get back to everyone. He seemed unfazed, but you wondered if he really was. So, congratulations? He heard Kuroo's voice right before joining the rest of the group. Huh? What are you congratulating me for? An ominous feeling filled you in that moment, but you didn't really know the reason. Yet. Forgetting a confession, obviously. He tried to smile. Oh, I kind of rejected it. You weren't sure what to think of his expression. Was it shock? Surprise? Sadness? Frustration? Or maybe you didn't really have time to figure it out, though. The girl you saw him with a moment earlier appeared, sliding her arm around hers. But a congratulations on yours! He faked a smile, but your heart was torn into a million pieces. I've made a mistake. He didn't actually expect that to escape his mouth. Okay, I'm kind of excited to see where this part 2 is gonna go. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see for part 2. If you guys enjoy that, make sure you subscribe and tap the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post a video. Make sure to join our 5K army because I hit 5K. That's literally insane. Thank you guys so much for that again. I wanted to say thank you guys for 5K just again, just for fun because I'm really stoked and shocked about that. If you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post a video. And also like the video because that's my YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.